brother here. I have no issue with Tazariak, but with the way when he tells some of the ways that he describes these stories, I get a little worried sometimes. He believes that he's not African. He believes that Africans are cursed. So that when I want to work with him, sometimes what I feel like is that, well, when I turn to face the enemy, who does he believe the enemy is? You know, I get a little worried about that. That's why, and some of you are saying, why do we keep having these debates? That's why, because fundamentally, for African people to understand what we must do, we have to understand who we are and what we've done to understand what you must do. If you wake up in the morning, you don't remember anything from any day, any moment before, you have no idea what you have to do that day. It is of critical importance for us to go back and understand what we did and who we are so we can understand what we must do. That's why we're having these debates. Not because there's enmity. If something happened to this brother, I would be there. There's no enmity here. You see us joking around. I mean, we disagree on some fundamental things, but that's my brother. I think he's misguided. That's right. But that's my brother. And if he needed something, he called me, I would be there. That's real talk. That's real talk, family. I'm being really honest here. But on the same token, if we are going to be powerful once more, if the African is going to once again ascend to the forefront of human civilization, if the African is going to be in control of those resources that we need in order to be a powerful people, a global people, we can't just watch China have their ascendancy. We can't just watch India have their ascendancy. We can't just watch the European continue to control the world when they come from a landmass that is resource poor, people poor, climate poor. We can't continue to do this. It's time for Africans to be power.
In the land that they hate so much, everybody is benefiting off of the land, which is called Africa.
He's going to say he doesn't hate Africa. He just doesn't see himself as an African. But to me, that's almost worse. It's almost worse. Because you know what our brother Tazariak is allowing us to do? We are telling you, I know you poor brother, I know you there's things you need, but guess what? Your inheritance is the greatest in the land. And he said, I don't recognize that person. And so everyone else is defiling our homeland. And he's okay with that because he doesn't see that as his homeland. That's why we have to have these debates and discussions. That's why, because we have to, as people of African descent, all over the world, we have to come to a place where we become involved in the affairs of our homeland. And there's going to be some people that's not going to like that. There are even continental Africans that aren't going to like that. But the reality is this. If we become involved in the affairs of the most opulent landmass, we will then again also be opulent as well. That said that China is taking over Africa. China. When I was in Ethiopia, I was driving on a dirt road. A dirt road. It wasn't a major road. And all of a sudden, an 18-wheeler peeled past me. I'm telling you, it was cooking. And it was a large vehicle with nothing but Chinese writing on it. And so I said to the brother, I said, what's that? He said, you better understand the Chinese have been here. They're building roads, they're building airports, and they are actually taking claim to our birthright. Everybody in the world understands the opulence and the value of our homeland. Why can we not? The reason why we're poor is because we're not taking those things that are ours. How could you do that? I mean, let's be basic for a second. If you say to me, if Tazariak came to me and said, Brother Jabbar, I need help, I can't pay my rent, and I walked to his house and I saw a note, a stack of dollars, I'd be like, brother, what's wrong with that? He'd say, oh, that doesn't belong to me. That's essentially what we're doing. And we're allowing people to take from our place. He talked about the Bible like it was one book that came off a cloud. It was written by people. We know who wrote some of it. By the way, we also know that some of it, as holy as a book as it is, and he wants to say that our tradition in Kemet is BS, we also know that some of that Bible, he's going to get hurt on this one. Some of that Bible comes directly, verbatim from Kemetic text. Verbatim. So if you want to speak ill of Kemet, you don't even realize you're speaking ill of your own tradition. And so you need to understand that. And as long as you do that, you will not be powerful. And I want you to be powerful. I want us to be powerful. I want us to come to a place where we are able to unify and once again be in control, not of Harlem, not of Philly. I want us to be in control of the world, because there was a time when Africans were in charge, in control of the world. Next year I'm going to be going to Cambodia, where Africans actually carved the image of themselves in mountains. They cannot be removed.
Watch this. Captain Tazariak, and everybody hear me. If I pay your ticket to go to Kemet with my brother, would you go? I am willing to donate whatever it costs to get you to Kemet so you can see it on the walls. Would you go?
Yeah. You really would go? I'm leaving in 2 weeks. August 1st, I'm going to be there, and in November, I'm going to be there. So what I'm saying to you is that you have to go. The reason why I have assisted with the African Genesis Institute in taking over 3,000 Africans to Kemet, the reason why I am completing the work of Dr. Ben, the reason why I'm completing the work of Marcus Mosiah Garvey is because I understand that when we are able to see what we're capable of, amen, the limitations that we see in front of us will dematerialize.
I'm gonna brainwash you to be white. I'm gonna brainwash you to be white. All of y'all. I'm your daddy now. Man, I'm not gonna be white. I don't want to be white. Man, this is some bullshit. It's bullshit. Man, we're going back to Africa. Let's go back to Africa. I'm going back to Africa. I'm gonna kill you, you rice-headed, you lice albino nipper. Let's get him. We're going back to Africa. We're going back to Africa now. We out of here. Ah. Ladies and gentlemen, the Coon Awards is coming soon, featuring Marlon Wayans. Will Smith kissing his son in the mouth. Look at him. But Jaden gets a pass. It's not his fault.